Okay, well, just arrived on the Little River with John Hodges, who has the Anything Outdoors YouTube channel, and he's around here somewhere. And there he is right down there. Hey, John.
Hey.
So he led us in here. I've never been in this area before, and it is it's very remote, to say the least. We're I think we're still in Pushmataha County. We're real close to LaFleur County or not. But anyway, we just got down here, and I'll give you all a view of the river. And this is the Little River. And over the years, there's been a lot of Bigfoot sightings come from this area. In fact, the campsite we're at is the same camping area where John had a possible encounter a few years ago. But I'm going to give you all a little panorama of the Little River here. And most everybody's heard of Honubby in regards to Bigfoot sightings in this state. Well, we're, I'm guessing we're about probably 30 miles south of there. So anyway, this is a Little River, and it is early April right now. So we're going to go set up camp and cook lunch, and then come down and do a little fishing, and then scouting around and seeing. Hopefully we'll find something interesting, and maybe something interesting happen this evening. So anyway, yeah, this is in that three rivers area down here. You got to buy a land permit to come down here, at least legal anyway. And I got my land permit yesterday. Where I generally go, you don't have to have a land permit. But anyway, like I said, this is the same camping spot where John, this is the same camp spot you had something approach your tent.
Yes.
Here a few years ago.
Yeah, we're right here in this same area.
All right.
The tent right over here, and whatever it was right here behind the tent in the brush.
Okay. Well, maybe it's still around these parts.
It was walking like a man.
Yeah. I'll tell you, what you described is exactly like what Cornell described. That, come up to his tent in the middle of the night. Just that wasn't 10-15 days ago.
Right.
Different area, but very similar account.
Yeah. When I first heard it, it sounded like it was over here, and it was moving slow though. It'd take a few steps and then quit walking. And it finally just worked its way around and sounded like it went down to the river. That direction was where it was headed. But I actually went to sleep, so I don't know where it went.
Right. You didn't go out to look for it, though.
I didn't go out to look for it.
What do you think? You think pretty sure it was something bipedal?
I believe it was. It sounded too much like human footsteps.
All right.
There's not much chance seeing a human up here in the middle of the night.
Yeah, they got a good walk to get down here, and that for sure.
I would walk over here where it's clean ground.
Right.
If I was walking at night, there was no light. You know, I didn't see if it was a person. They didn't have a flashlight or anything.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be wise, I think, walking through all that mess without a flashlight at night.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty thick.
yeah, some thick stuff driving in here too. There's a lot of, I mean, we're not on any main road out here. You're off the beaten path any way you look at it.
Yeah.
For sure. But anyway, so right now we're gonna set up camp, and Cornell, he spoiled us on the last trip. He brought steaks for us to eat, and I was at the grocery store, so I brought a couple of steaks. So we're gonna have steak for lunch.
And mushrooms.
And mushrooms. Found some wild mushrooms, not the morel. We found a lot of people don't realize what we call a puffball mushroom is when they're new and they're white when you cut them all the way through, they're edible as well. So we'll slice up one of them. Now, if we start hallucinating, we'll know we got the wrong mushroom. Anyway, no, I do know what mushrooms we can eat and we can't. So then we might find some morel mushrooms. They're still out too. So anyway, and we'll probably do a little fishing lately. Just can't not throw a line in the water when there's a river like that. But,
yeah.
But anyway, last trip we had steak. Cornell kind of spoiled us on that, so I went and got some steak for this camp trip too. How's that steak?
It's delicious.
All right.
And
we didn't cook it on a skillet this time. I bought that little camp charcoaler, so cook it on that. It sure does look good though. So there's Sasquatch around. He ought to want to come into camp for this, you'd think. All right, well, we just ate lunch, and John, I don't know if you can see him from here, he's on down river that way fishing, and I'm going south down the river. There's some pretty thick brush here. It's actually right up there where the unidentified, presumably maybe a Sasquatch, approached his tent that night. So I'm going to do some fishing right now, give y'all a little view of the area around. That's where I'm going down to, and that's the cliff across from our camp. And thought I'd show you all this just to give y'all an idea of where we're at. And just so you know, I just about fell in the river earlier. I went down the river up there, and there's a muddy bank, and I just about slipped in. And then John, he come down a little bit, he about slipped in, so it was really slick. So I'm down here on these rocks. I'm gonna cast my line in and see if anything's biting. But anyway, like I said before, this is a little river in southeast Oklahoma, and we're real close to the, I think John said we're still in Pushmataha County here, but we're right on the border with LaFleur County, real close. Well, just got through doing a little fishing there in the river behind me, little river. I was just thinking, you know, there's a lot of Bigfoot sightings come from along this river, this part of the state. I remember back in the late 90s, reported come out of this area along these banks, and the person reporting it, when asked to describe what it looked like or how big it was, the description that stuck in my mind was that it looked like a big black Brahma bull standing on his hind legs. And something about that, because we know a big Brahma bull, that's a big powerful animal, and to think of a bipedal humanoid type creature roaming around with that description out here is fascinating and potentially terrifying as well. So anyway, I said John, he's down the river that direction fishing right now. Hope he's having better luck than me. I got one bite, but we had a pretty good rain last night, so fish generally don't bite very good right after a rain, but it's worth it just to be out here. So we get this wrapped up, we're going to go for a hike in the woods around and see what we can find. Maybe find some evidence. With the rain last night, it'd be nice if we could find some footprints or something like that. But regardless, like I said earlier, this is a new location to me. I've never been in this area, and big thanks to John Hodges for bringing me out here to the place that him and his wife come and fish and camp often. And I'll give a shout out to John. If you haven't checked out his channel, check out John Hodges Anything Outdoors on YouTube. He's got some videos, anything from how to repair a John boat to some really good fishing videos, and even some about Bigfoot and stuff. So check him out at John Hodges Anything Outdoors. That being said, I'm going to go put my fishing gear up and go for a hike in the woods and see what we can find. Anyway, we're just walking down the road east of camp here and seeing if we can find anything. There's a lot of mud out, so maybe if there was a Sasquatch come through here, he'd be kind enough to step in a muddy place. So far, no luck there, but you know. Yeah, you never know. We cooked that steak earlier. Maybe it'll entice him into coming into camp.
Yeah, him or something else.
Like a bear?
Yeah.
We're down in the creek bottoms here, Little River. Little River's just over the edge there, about probably 100 yards.
Yeah.
Getting in this wild river cane and stuff. So this area here, John knows it like the back of his hand, I'm imagining. You come down here quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, not as much as I used to, but I've been around these hills, I guess, nearly all my life. Nice place.
Yeah, it is. And this, the place that me and Cornell and Elijah was at a couple of weeks ago, it's about, from my house, about 60 miles. And this probably about 80 miles from my house here. And this is south of the area that we were at. And a shout out to Cornell from the No Such Thing podcast. If you haven't already, check his channel out. But yeah, this is a little further out, and if it wasn't for John being good enough to guide me in here, I wouldn't. I mean, I know this general area, but I've never been to this place here at all. I've been north of here and east of here, but never here. So that makes sense.
Now you have.
And now I have.
And you see the river just a little bit through the trees right there.
Yeah.
That's not far over there.
The wind has really been, we had a thunderstorm here last night, and it rained a bit, enough to make some mud puddles, and that's about it. But there's a lot of lumber company land down in here. We drove through quite a few clear cuts and such. Of course, you can see through the trees there, the edge of some clear cuts. That's young pine trees growing up there. Well, they probably got water another 20 years and then they'll cut them. It takes a while for them to grow, but down close to the river, it's still untouched. You know, they don't cut down right to the edge of the river. But yeah, there's no new tracks down here. I'm talking about car vehicle tracks. Not recently anyway. So how long you had your channel up, John?
I started it about 2 years ago. I didn't get too much stuff up at first, but I'm trying to get more up now and trying to make some better videos.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Get better at my editing and all that. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I remember I think the first video that I saw of John's was him repairing the John boat and talking to other people about how they find the leaks in their boat and stuff, and he just puts it on sawhorses and fills it with water and sees where the water. I'm like, okay, why didn't I ever think of that? You know, I was like, that's a practical person right there. Yeah. Yeah, you see through here to now right down there, you can't see it from here, but there's we're on the ridge over the river here. You can kind of see the water's edge through that.
I've never walked on the other side of the river.
And there's a mountain over there. Yeah, that's one thing from filming stuff. It just doesn't do justice to actually being here. I know I've recorded stuff before, and it just, you know, on the film, it just doesn't capture the magnitude of the area.
Yeah. You know, hills are a little steeper than they look on video.
Yeah, they certainly are. Yeah, this is prime black bear territory. But we haven't seen any bear tracks or anything down here.
Don't want to.
Well, yeah, John said you don't want to. So, you know, I've seen a black bear in the wild down here twice. Both times they ran away very quickly, and that's what I want them to do. Yeah, there's a river right there. I think I'll walk down that river. Watch your step. Maybe a cottonmouth out sunning. Don't want to step on one of them ill-tempered little guys. Yeah, there's those rapids just down from, I was fishing on the other side of those earlier. I'm not going to go down there to the edge because I don't want to slip and fall in. Now, is this the Three Rivers area, or is this Honubby Creek?
Honubby Creek.
Okay. But yeah, this area here, you got to have land access permits to get on, which we got one of those yesterday. Yeah, I'll probably record most everything on this GoPro. I might hook the one with light on it around the campfire tonight.